Hi guys, welcome to episode 58 of our weekly YouTube tutorial series. This week I'm coming to you live from our Angel Street salon. I'm going to offer a really salon friendly trim with a really nice stretched out skin fade. So before we get started, wetting the hair thoroughly down, we're looking to section out the natural growth pattern here at the back of the hair, and I'm sectioning everything out where the hair wants to fall quite naturally. And as you can see guys, we're looking to build some weight from the flat part at the back of the head right up to the growth pattern at the crown. We're working with a classic diagonal section with a nice round cutting line to really bring that fluidity from the back into the sides. Very simply guys, we are following the shape and growth pattern here at the back. Notice here guys, the increase of over direction, the closer to the growth pattern that we get. You also notice that I'm beginning to step left and really introduce that fluid motion of following the shape of the head. Simply put, we are looking to work on the base, working those diagonal sections through the side panels also. And from there, we're going to bring a vertical section through to the front, and we're going to introduce some point cutting from the front all the way into the back to really give us a very loose, shattered, square shape through the top. The reason we're doing this guys is to give a much looser shattered effect to the top and not create something too harsh, too broad or too rigid. This is a great option for clients that wish to wear their hair more loose and not have it too set or structured. Now what we can do for shorter or mid-length haircuts, we can pivot off that initial vertical guide and opt for something more horizontal. This will help us create a more natural round shape closer to the contour. Once we complete our shape, we blow dry into place using medium speed and medium heat on the hairdryer. Notice guys, I'm beginning to blow my graduation up into the shape that I've created on top to really bring a much more wholesome, complete shape together. At this point, what we're looking to do is shape up the frontal hairline to give a much more dynamic impact to the overall shape. And as always guys, we're literally bringing the trimmer down and off the line. What you may wish to do in this scenario is start from the center and work our way around, simply following the shape of the hairline to both recession points. If we find ourselves in a scenario where we wish to keep a certain part of our fade slightly darker, what you may wish to do is generally shape up that area first to give it strength, and we know not to taper out any of the darkness in that particular area. Here guys, I'm working with my number 2 on my clipper and I'm bringing it with and against the grain off our graduation to really slim in that weight line. This gives much more harmony to the overall shape. Now guys, we're going to introduce our guideline. We're going to opt for a more mid to high skin fade here. So we're going to reference it from the temple peak point at the front and work that horizontally all the way into the back. Notice here guys, I'm looking to ensure that I get my guideline in place first before I take away any of the bulk underneath. From there we go in with our foil shaver, ensuring up and down, round and round fluid motions to ensure we don't leave a harsh line. Please be aware that I'm not bringing my foil all the way up to my 0-0 line to ensure that there's no line that's going to be very tricky for me to blend out later on. At this point guys, I'm putting in a little bit of finesse and detailing on the beard before I look to fade it out anymore. we're just going to introduce a very light beard taper here, guys, to the edges, because the beard is quite short as it is, and we don't want to remove too much darkness. So guys, here we go, fade time now. We're going to introduce the mid blend with the number 1 guard. That is the classic number 1 guard, again horizontally from the back all the way to the front. And we're going to introduce that at approximately 1 finger's width. From there, guys, I'm going to go in with my 0.5 guard and look to blend out that line underneath the line that I've just made. Notice, guys, I'm just concentrating on blending out the line and not blending out any of the darkness above that. Here I'm using my C motion just to ensure that the line is being blended out. On top of that, guys, I'm utilizing the corner of my clipper just to ensure I don't go too high with the blend. Essentially, guys, what we're looking to do here is take maximum control over our blending. Then I'm going to go in with the transition guard close to give me another faint line underneath my number 2. Essentially, guys, the process that I'm following here is fading up and blending down. At this point, guys, once the fade is partially complete, I'm going to back in with all the guards that I've used previously to remove any excess darkness, any bulk, and remove any demarcations. Then, guys, very simply, I'm going to repeat that process on the other side. In once again with the 0.5 guard to flick out the line. The idea of using this fading process, guys, is to give us a much more stretched out appearance on the fade. In other words, we are looking to control the blend. Once again, using the transition guard closed, bringing it just underneath where the number 2 was placed. You can see, guys, at all times I'm referencing where I am on the position of the head. Once we complete both sides, we can then complete the back panel which is left over. Again, following the same process of using our number 1 guard for our initial guideline, blending that out with our 0.5 guard, and then we move up to blend into our graduation with the transition guard. Once the overall shape is complete, now we begin to personalize, finesse, and really add those finishing touches to the overall haircut. What you can see here, guys, I'm bringing in my transition guard once again to remove any excess bulk over the hairline to make it much more sharper and much more prominent. In this instance, we're adding a little slit into the eyebrow at the client's request to really give that much more dynamic appearance. What we've done here as reference, guys, was use the corner of the temple peak point, angling the trimmer and following through to the eyebrow to give a complete symmetry. And guys, you can see at this point the overall harmony we have between the fade, the graduation and the overall shape. What we've done in this instance is really manage the balance between light and darkness, skin and shape, method and motion. So here we have the final result, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Share this amongst your friends. Please do post it on your story and don't forget to tag us. We'll see you next week for a brand new tutorial. See you then.